Could the ancient civilizations have contact with aliens? Picture this: the night sky above the pyramids of Giza, 4,500 years ago. The desert winds carry whispers of a civilization that carved perfection into stone. But imagine, just for a moment, that the Egyptians were not alone when they aligned their monuments with Orion's belt. Imagine that the ancient world, Maya, Sumer, Indus Valley, looked upward and did not just see stars, but travelers from beyond. Could the myths of gods descending from the heavens be memories of something real? Or have we, across thousands of years, confused stories of visitors with the imagination of our ancestors? Humanity's oldest stories often begin with the sky. The Sumerians, one of the first civilizations on Earth, wrote of the Anunnaki, powerful beings who came from above. In India, the Mahabharata describes flying chariots, or vimanas, capable of aerial battles. The Egyptians left walls painted with gods stepping down from the heavens, often carrying symbols of power that seem eerily technological. For thousands of years, archaeologists, historians, and scientists have tried to explain these myths. Were they metaphors, religious imagination, or were they the memory of something our ancestors truly witnessed? The pyramids of Giza are not just piles of stone. They're puzzles written in rock. The Great Pyramid alone was built with over 2 million blocks, some weighing as much as 70 tons. Yet each block fits so tightly that even today, a razor blade can't slide between them. The Great Pyramid looks simple from the outside, a giant stone triangle rising from the desert. But when you look closer, it becomes almost impossibly perfect. Each of its 4 sides is nearly the same length, only a few inches different from each other, even though the base stretches more than 230 meters on each side. Imagine trying to draw a square, just with ropes and sticks, and getting it so perfect that even today's architects are impressed. That's what the Egyptians achieved. The Great Pyramid doesn't just sit anywhere. It's almost perfectly aligned to face true north. That means one side points exactly toward the North Pole. Now, here's the shocking part. The error is only about 0.05 degrees. To explain simply, if you stretched a straight line from the pyramid all the way to the North Pole, it would miss by just a tiny fraction, almost nothing. Most modern buildings, even with GPS and laser tools, aren't this perfectly aligned. And yet the Egyptians managed it over 4,500 years ago, without compasses, satellites, or any modern machines. How did they do it? Some experts believe they used the stars, watching the night sky carefully until they could line up the pyramid with incredible precision. Others say this accuracy is too perfect to be explained so easily. And here's where the mystery deepens. The 3 pyramids of Giza don't stand randomly in the desert. When you look at them from above, their positions almost perfectly match the 3 stars of Orion's belt. The ancient Egyptians believed Orion was connected to Osiris, their god of rebirth and the afterlife. Inside the Great Pyramid, things get stranger. Long, narrow shafts cut through the stone, not for air, but pointing directly toward Orion and Sirius, the brightest stars in the night sky. It's as if the pyramid wasn't just a tomb for kings, but messages written for someone watching from the sky. Some say aliens must have helped it, perhaps not by building it themselves, but by passing down knowledge, secrets of the stars. Others insist it was pure human genius, hard work, and clever techniques, like using wet sand to drag heavy blocks. But then, in 2017, scientists discovered a hidden chamber inside the Great Pyramid, sealed away for thousands of years. No one knows what lies inside. A mistake? A ritual chamber? Or something deliberately concealed? And so the question lingers. Were the pyramids just tombs for kings? or messages written for someone watching from the sky. In the ancient city of Palenque in Mexico lies the tomb of King Pakal, one of the great rulers of the Maya civilization. On the lid of his sarcophagus, carved more than 1,000 years ago, is an image that has fueled endless debate. It shows King Pakal lying back, surrounded by what looks like flames. But here's the strange part. Some people say it doesn't look like a normal religious carving at all. To their eyes, Pakal seems to be sitting in a kind of cockpit. His hands appear to reach toward controls, his feet rest on what look like pedals, and flames below resemble a rocket blasting off, almost like he is a pilot flying a spacecraft. Mainstream archaeologists see something very different. For them, the carving shows the Mayan belief in the journey to the underworld and rebirth after death. But ancient astronaut theorists argue it is far more literal, an ancient snapshot of a man inside a flying machine, carved centuries before airplanes or rockets were even imagined. In the ancient Indian epics, the Ramayana and the Mahabharata, there are strange and fascinating descriptions of flying machines called vimanas. These weren't simple chariots or carts. The texts described them as machines that could rise straight into the sky, hover in place, and fly across vast distances. Some passages even speak of vimanas shooting weapons powered by light or energy. Descriptions that, to a modern ear, sound eerily similar to rockets or missiles. Now, of course, scholars say these stories are symbolic. They could represent divine power, imagination, or natural forces, lightning, storms, or even the sun moving across the sky. But the detail is what makes it so mysterious. These descriptions don't sound like vague myths. They sound like someone trying to explain advanced machines, using the only words they had thousands of years ago. So the question remains, were vimanas just metaphors for the gods? Or were they memories of something more real, flying crafts that the ancients may have actually witnessed? Across the dry desert of Peru, there's something strange carved into the ground. The Nazca lines from the ground look like nothing more than scratches in the dirt. But when you rise into the sky, an incredible sight appears. You see giant drawings, spiders, monkeys, hummingbirds, so big that some stretch hundreds of feet across. And then there are straight lines running for miles, perfectly straight, like runways on an airport. Here's the mystery. These shapes can only be seen properly from above, from the air. But the Nazca people who made them lived almost 2,000 years ago, long before airplanes, drones, or satellites existed. So why would they design drawings that only the gods in the sky, or perhaps visitors from above, could see? Some believe the Nazca lines were a way to call out to the heavens, maybe giant messages to the gods, or even to beings beyond our world. But the truth is, no one knows for sure. And that's what makes the Nazca lines one of the most mysterious creations left behind by any ancient civilization. There's no evidence of extraterrestrials, only evidence of human creativity. Our ancestors were geniuses in their own right. Indeed, the lack of physical proof, no alien tools, no spacecraft remains, makes this theory controversial. Are we projecting our own fascination with space onto the past, mistaking myth for memory?